Well, hello friends, and Merry Christmas. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I promised you guys a home tour this week, and I have to say that my husband just pulled into the driveway. So I'm gonna pause this video and I'll be right back. Okay, Mike is home for a quick lunch break. I guess we'll allow it. The man needs to eat. So I told you guys in last week's video that I was going to have a home tour ready for you today. I'm so close, so close. I am actually going to place a bunch of real cedar. My sweet husband went and gathered some for me, and I'm just now getting the chance to kind of sprinkle it all throughout the house. So I'm gonna do that with you guys now. My mom has the boys. She asked if they could come over and watch a Christmas movie with her. That was so sweet. So I'm just gonna take you guys along with me. See this big bucket of cedar? I am going to sprinkle this Christmas cheer all over the house. Now, one thing I will say, I usually soak my cedar in the bathtub for 24 hours before decorating with it. What is today? The 20th. Oh goodness. So this will be very crispy and dry by Christmas. But in my experience, as long as you don't touch it, it's usually okay. But we're just gonna go ahead and decorate with it anyways. Probably not wise, but I just feel like in the blogging and YouTube world, I'm a bit behind. Isn't that sad? On November 20th, I feel behind. I'm trying not to feel that way whenever I go online and everyone's all fully decorated. Let's hang this stuff up all over the house and I'll kind of show you where I like to use it. All right, I'm not sure that the lighting is gonna cooperate with me today. It has been so dark lately here in Michigan, at least where I live. It was rainy yesterday. The sky's like gray, like it looks like it wants to snow. But here in my entry, I just like to add a bunch of fresh cedar here in my basket. I have a few faux stems in there now. I also like to put some in these shelves right here. So I just take it, so beautiful. And I'm gonna probably make a mess. And I just like to put it right in here. See that? All right, I think I like the way that looks. I'm tempted to kind of like fill it up even more. I can't really think of any other places in my entry. Kind of considered hanging some here, but I think that's just a little too much. I just love the way this looks. I want to put it everywhere. So I think I'm gonna move for now over to these shelves. There's the cookies. All right, guys, I have to take a moment to tell you about my favorite Bake from Frozen subscription box. It's from Wild Grain, and you guys know how much I love to bake sourdough bread, but I actually can't eat the sourdough bread that I bake. I am gluten-free, and so I bake all these wonderful things for my husband and boys. And I was so excited when Wild Grain reached out to me because they have a gluten-free line. Now, if you are not gluten-free, by all means, you go ahead and order their amazing sourdough bread and pastries and pastas. But today I want to tell you a little bit about their gluten-free line because it is so good. So like I said before, Wild Grain is the first Bake from Frozen subscription box offering sourdough breads, artisanal pastries, and fresh pastas. They collaborate with small bakers and pasta makers nationwide, preserving the tradition of artisanal, nutritious food. So let me tell you a little bit about the gluten-free box that I just received, because I've had the chance now to try all of these things from Wild Grain and they are phenomenal. Another fan favorite of mine, I have to say, is the country bread. That's my absolute favorite. Again, it is slow fermented. And I'm sure you guys know all of the health benefits that come with anything that is slow fermented. These products are easier on digestion. They are richer in nutrients, antioxidants. Slow fermented breads also lower blood sugar spikes. So there are lots of benefits to eating sourdough bread and anything that is slow fermented. So I've had a chance to try all of these things. They also sent a few pastas, which are amazing. I'm a little bit picky about my gluten-free pasta, but these gluten-free cheese tortellini, I made these and had my husband try them and he was blown away. He could not believe they were gluten-free. They also sent some gluten-free shells, which I can't wait to cook up. And they sent some goodies as well, which I love. And then, of course, my all-time favorite, the giant chocolate chunk cookies. I baked these up for you guys last time. Hands down, the best gluten-free cookies I have ever tried in my entire life. So you guys, you've got holiday parties coming up, Christmas is coming. Maybe you know of someone in your family or a friend that's going to be coming over and they are intolerant to gluten. This would be perfect. What a great idea for the holidays to sign up for the Wild Grain subscription box. Now again, you don't have to go with the gluten-free box. You can get all of their regular pastries and breads. Another thing I love about this box is the convenience. Everything that comes in this box bakes in 25 minutes or less, which is amazing. The boxes are also customizable with new seasonal and limited time items. Also, for every new member, Wild Grain donates 4 meals to the Greater Boston Food Bank. So make sure you check out the description box below for all the details on Wild Grain. You guys, you can get $30 off your first Wild Grain box using my link below, plus free croissants for life. Oh my word, my husband loves croissants. What a deal. $30 off your first box, free croissants for life if you sign up using my link below. Visit wildgrain.com/pine for all the details. That's wildgrain.com/pine. I think I'm actually gonna cook up some of this pasta for dinner tonight, and I'll probably bake these cookies too, let's be honest. So check out the description box below for all of the details. All right, so sometimes you get these wonky pieces, so I just pull those off if I want little sprigs like this. I love to kind of place it up here a bit. These are just brown pieces that I need to throw away. And I just kind of shove it all over. I have some faux greenery right here at the moment, and I'll probably replace it with this. All right, I also like to put some above my chandelier. I already have some faux up here as kind of a base. And then I literally just take these and shove them through here to add even more Christmas. Okay, I'm still sort of undecided on these swags, both here and I don't know if you noticed the one in the entry. I'm trying to decide if it's too much. Is there such a thing? Probably. I already have a lot of greens actually going on in the kitchen, so I'm kind of just looking around to see where else I could use something. The kitchen is tricky because we do a lot of baking, cooking, and I don't want to have to wipe and clean around crispy greenery. I feel like I could add some greenery somewhere in this corner. Maybe even just like in the basket up here. All right guys, today is Christmas home tour day, but I've got quite the mess to clean up first. I'm gonna make some cinnamon rolls quick, and then we're gonna lay Isaiah down for a nap, and then I'm gonna take you around the house and show you a tour. So this is kind of what it looks like. We'll see how it turns out. You ready for the next book? Gingerbread Mouse?
Yeah.
Come here, you crazy boy. Oh, I love this book. This is one of my favorite books. A winter snow had covered the... All right, friends, it's Christmas home tour time. Christmas is one of my favorite times of the year, and I love being able to share my home with you guys. So I thought I would just kind of work from room to room and share our Christmas home with you guys. I just want to talk about it a little bit. I always struggle with knowing whether or not people just want to see the house and not listen to me talk, or if they want me to talk through the tour. I never know what to do. Today we're going to talk through it. So I thought we would start in my entryway. I love our little entryway for such a small home. I'm very thankful for it, especially in the wintertime with the slate floors. I kept it very simple in this space. I added some greenery to the basket with you guys the other day, some fresh cedar. I also hung some new garland that I got at Joann Fabrics actually up around the beams, and I mixed it with some eucalyptus garland that I found on Amazon. So I will link that for you guys. It's beautiful and full. Then on the stairway wall, I went ahead and hung a print that was my grandfather's, and I just gave the frame a little makeover with some rub and buff, and I love the way that looks this year for Christmas. I hung a little wreath here above the table that Mike got for me, along with some thrifted ice skates. On the closet door, as you enter into our home, I hung a big beautiful wreath that I grabbed at Marshall's a couple years ago, and inside of the wreath is that pretty little angel that was my grandmother's, and I just hung some ribbon with the angel, and I love the way that that looks in our entryway. We are moving now from the entryway into the living room, which I kept pretty simple because I want the tree to sort of be the showstopper in here. But I hung this garland here on the fireplace with you in last week's video, I believe, and I love the way it turned out. I'm still kind of playing with it, to be honest, but I have some pretty ribbon hanging from the stockings now, and I love the way that it's looking. I have a bowl of those thrifted like gold leaf pomegranates that I grabbed with you guys on my coffee table. In the one corner where I have one of my IKEA chairs, I put some antique skis, and then I hung a thrifted wreath and put some ribbon on that as well, and I think that looks real beautiful. I also have a thrifted mirror in the opposite corner with some greenery on it, and I want to add some twinkle lights to that mirror as well. I had some on there last year and I thought it was really beautiful. And then let's talk about my Christmas tree. I really love the way it turned out this year. I did a lot of similar things from last year's tree, added the beads that I DIY'd. I also added some of that pretty blue velvet ribbon that I got at Hobby Lobby, and then you may have noticed some of the thrifted ornaments that I painted with you guys, the sort of snowy brown ornaments, and then the blue velvet ornaments that I made. I think that it all turned out really pretty on the tree this year. I also wanted to mention the star on the tree. I grabbed that at Target this year. All of their Christmas items were 50% off when I went in there recently, and I couldn't believe it. I got it for $4 and it's so pretty. So I'm very happy with the tree topper. Another thing that I wanted to mention about my Christmas tree, and by the way, I decorated this tree with you guys in last week's video if you want to see more footage of it, but it's a mixture of two different trees. So I know I might have some people asking like, where did you get your tree? Unfortunately, I think the top is one brand and the bottom is another. That was a happy accident one year, but I kind of loved how it turned out. Also, it's just in a thrifted basket. I wanted to mention that quick. And then I thought we could move right on into our sunroom. Now, the sunroom is tricky to film because there's so many windows out there. So I'm just gonna show you guys some footage here of the sunroom. I love to decorate these shelves. As you enter the sunroom, I have a horse that I put a ribbon around with some fresh cedar, and then also I like to, since our piano is out here, kind of decorate with like musical instruments. So I have some bells bells, a French horn, and then also some symbols. I thrifted all of those items and I think they look so pretty with greenery. Now the tree in our sunroom is tricky to film as well because again, the windows just blow it out, but I kept it sort of the same feel as this tree, sort of an old-fashioned feel with some wooden beads, some mercury glass, some handmade ornaments. All right, let's talk for a moment about our dining room space. I recently got a new rug and I'm really loving it. So that's been fun. It just adds kind of another element or layer. First of all, we have this beautiful archway in our 1930s home, and I always love to hang greenery up here with little twinkle lights. I also added some greens here on top of the lantern at the beginning of this video. I keep the table pretty simple, and then for our built-in shelves, I just tuck in little greens here and there, and then I also like to add a mixture of eucalyptus and cedar above our DIY window mirror in here. It's kind of a funny story that eucalyptus is from our wedding and I still use it every year for Christmas. So it's definitely had a lot of use. I got it, a whole box of it, like a long box of eucalyptus at a garage sale for $1. I have a collection of trees that just every year I find little trees that I like to add on the buffet table and here, and I think they look all so pretty together. If you haven't noticed, I love using ribbon at Christmas time, and this is one of the most inexpensive ways to make your house feel festive. You can find ribbon at thrift stores. A couple weeks ago, I shared some thrift store ribbon that was so beautiful, and just put it everywhere. Just tie it around everything, and your home will instantly feel so festive. I also have a small tree here in the corner that I got at Walmart like 3 or 4 years ago, and I keep it very simple. It just has like a star type garland on it that I grabbed at Hobby Lobby a couple years ago, and then some little candle holders that I got at an antique store. Okay guys, so the last room I'm gonna share with you in this tour is my kitchen. I really love the way our kitchen came together this year. There's a few different things in our kitchen this year than last year. First of all, we have new countertops, new hardware on the cabinets, new oak flooring that my husband installed, and a new vent hood. So it was kind of fun to look at the kitchen this year and decide what I wanted to add. So in the kitchen here, let me see if I can show you. I have this really fun blue stove, and so I wanted to bring that blue ribbon into our kitchen. So up above me here, I'll show you some footage, is this vent hood that my husband built, and I added some blue ribbon to a thrift store wreath that I put up there. It was like $3 and it has the prettiest like juniper berries in this wreath. And so I added some of that blue ribbon that matches our stove so well to that wreath. So this year I decided to add some greenery up above this doorway, which leads down into our basement, and I love how festive it makes the kitchen feel, because I usually just put this greenery back here against the stone accent wall, and I feel like it's always kind of tricky to see it back there. So anyways, I just love the way that this looks here, and there's some greens, you know, tucked in here and there. I also have a print that was my grandfather's right here next to the stove, and the blues and greens I feel just look so beautiful in our kitchen space. Now over above the sink, I always do like a DIY swag sort of thing. And so I put some greens up above there, and I added some blue and brown ribbon within those greens as well. And one thing that I am really loving this year in my kitchen is I've slowly been collecting stoneware that has this blue accent. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the very first piece that I found, and I found it with you guys, and I paid $20 for it, and it just has like the prettiest blue stripe. Anyways, this was my very first piece, and I already love like stoneware and crocks and things. So I've been looking for pieces like this, and recently I found another like picture similar to this one when I visited my friend Kristen Hoffman on our recent vlogging trip, and you can watch me find that in her video. I think she was filming me. I just think that for Christmas time I kind of gathered them all together back here, and I feel like they look really pretty. All right, friends, well, we are back here with my favorite view, the Christmas tree and the fireplace. I just love this time of year. I hope you enjoyed this tour of our home at Christmas time. I often think at Christmas time, our lives, at least my life, is very busy. I have 4 little boys, I homeschool, I love to bake and to cook and to host and to open my home. I can't help but think about all the people that really struggle during the holidays, and maybe it's a time of year that reminds them of someone that they've lost. And I know in a lot of cases, many people get even more discouraged during the holiday seasons. And so my hope and desire is that I can just bring you a sense of love and warmth and coziness this holiday season. That is my goal for this Christmas, that it can be so much more than just, you know, home decor. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this tour, and I can't wait to bring you so much more Christmas content in the coming weeks. So thank you so much for spending some time with me today. If you are new here, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.